So one of the things you have to think about when you're selecting a recall cue is to make sure it's something unusual for the dog. There's no point using a word they hear all the time in lots of different contexts because they'll tune it out. It becomes white noise to them essentially. So that means we avoid using their name. We try and use something that sounds the same every time as well. So for example, if you've got lots of people in the family working on recall, you might select a whistle because that is obviously repeatable, exactly the same every time. So if you're going to choose a word that you're going to use as your recall cue rather than a whistle, for example, try and make sure that it's a word that can sound the same every time. So your tone and your intonation is really clear and exactly the same every time. So they recognise it as the recall cue and nothing else. The next step is to pair it with a reward. So essentially the dog needs to understand that when the recall word is spoken, when they hear it, good things happen from the human that's just said it. So you're trying to make an association between the two events, which actually to a dog are completely unrelated initially, to try and get them to understand that when one thing happens, the other really good, motivating thing happens. So the best way to start doing that is somewhere quiet, where there's no distractions, so maybe in your home, even inside, or in the garden if it's quiet, and there's no distractions, as I say, to make sure that they can hear you really clearly. They're not going to be turned sideways by something else that's way more interesting than you. And all you're doing is using the recall word and then immediately giving a reward. Here, boy. Here, boy. What a good boy. Here, boy. Here, boy. Here, boy. Good dog.